Happy Friday, everyone. I'm not too happy, but I'm very tired. But I survived last night. Um, and I know I've talked about like shelters and how they're unsafe, and they are unsafe for me. And the thing to consider too is I have a car, you know? I have a car where I can drive to places. I have a membership to Planet Fitness where um, Sunday through Thursday, there are some Planet Fitnesses that are open 24 hours. So I can go there to hang out and work out and stuff like that. And that's what I did last night. I just visited a few um, Planet Fitnesses that were local, that were open 24 hours, and I worked out and things like that. And you know, then I showered at one of the Planet Fitnesses, and like, think about it. A regular shelter wouldn't be better than hanging out at a gym or safer. Now, would it? A gym, you can just work out, mind your business. You don't have to talk to anybody. Um, if you're at a gym, it's a safer place to shower, than a shelter. Overall, shelters are dangerous. Some people have to stay in them. It's very unsafe for me. That's why I'm not staying in one of them. Um, and it's not a better option. Hanging out at a gym is a better option when I'm able to do that. Going to a public library during the day and hanging out, that is a safer option than hanging out at a shelter day program. You know, I have been resourceful. I have a storage unit. I have a P.O. box. Um, so for me to just stay somewhere, sleep somewhere at night like a shelter that is unsafe, doesn't benefit me at all. It was very beneficial when the Mass General social worker got me the hotel for 2 weeks by the one-to-one program. But then they didn't have any more funding. And I know, like, different programs have different funding, but there's always funding somewhere, you know? It's who's willing to give the funding. But I'm in an emergency situation. I am someone it's very unsafe for me to stay in a shelter. That, and I should be getting paid medical leave. I should be paid medical leave soon once my doctor fills out, the paperwork. And that income will help me a lot. And I will, once I get more income, get that disability income from my previous employer. The employer that I was at for 2 years, but a total of 10 years. But anyways, if I'm able to get that, medical leave pay, because you can still get that pay if you're out of work. If you're out of work less than 26 weeks, you can still be eligible for paid medical leave. I didn't know that. I found that out recently. So I would be eligible for that money. And in the meantime, look for work. Oh my God. Of course I want to work. The longest I've been out of work is 3 months and I hate it. I do want to work. I want to get out of this situation. I'm hoping they can find funding for me to stay, at a hotel again, an affordable hotel. Obviously, not at the same hotel because it was very unfortunate what happened at that hotel. Very unfortunate. I was hoping to get one more night. I tried, and I was very calm, with the hotel manager, and he still called the police on me, and I asked him to reach out to the Mass General and give me more time to move my stuff out, and he just called the police, you know what I mean? So that was out of my hands, and I thought that was so unnecessary and a waste of time. A waste of time for the police, you know? I'm not a threat to anybody, you know? Obviously, that guy's a racist. And it was just awful. You know? It's like people like that, you can never like rationalize with them. They don't want to listen. You know, they're closed-minded, you know? They have delusional thoughts about me and so forth, you know? But I did the best I could in that situation. But now I need a safe place to live. Because although going to different gyms at night is safer than staying at a shelter, it's still very dangerous, you know? And I need help. I hope that I get the help that I need. So I'll talk to you guys soon.